Welcome back to another episode of the Dotted Line Podcast. And this is a historical day. Historical day. We have our first guest on the pod. And, I am your host, DJ Scotty Two Dotty, aka Ray Dot. And yes, again, this is a historical day. We have our first guest on the pod to start off season 2. Our first guest hails from Shreveport, Louisiana, up and coming artist, a very versatile artist, an artist that has something to say. And just like Andre 3000 said at the Source Award, the South got something to say. And definitely, you got something to say. I had the honor and the privilege of recording a song with this young man, and he got all the tricks and trades of a true artist. And today you will see why I say that. So without further ado, um, introducing the young and talented Myron Smith.
All right, yeah.
My
What's up,
boy, what's up, man?
man? Not much. We're getting ready to work. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. I'm happy that you took time out of your busy day to, hop on the pod, man. You making history, bro. It's the first guest of season 2, man. So I'm honored and privileged to have you on, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me as the first guest. I mean, I gotta set the
Yeah.
bar high.
Right. Yeah. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So man, yeah, without further ado, man, like, tell like the people who is Myron, man.
Myron, man from Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm a flawed man that puts my relationship with God first.
Right.
I'm not better than nobody. I'm equal. I'm the God in light. I lead myself as well as anybody around me to their fullest potential. I feel like that's who I am. So
Okay.
yeah, we can start. I hope that was a good description of myself.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And despite of us not meeting in person yet, that's a fun fact to share. Um, is this like anytime where God is in the mix and just like recognized game. Like even though we have not been in the same room physically, it's just like that connection through God and just through music. It's been all love. It's been all mutual respect and stuff of that nature, man. So yeah, nah, that's a great description of who like you are, man. Yeah. So as I mentioned, you are a recording artist. How did you start, making music and what led you down like that path of making music?
Music really was like my family all introduced me into music, but I never really was. I wasn't too fond of making music. I was more
Mhm.
of an athlete.
Mhm.
So in school, a fun fact about me, I used to write in my notebook. I used to have this notebook, classes I didn't care about. I just write in about how my day going. Really,
Mhm.
I'm talking to God, but nobody really know. Good days, bad days. So I really got that. And once I got to college, a lot of my friends was rapping and stuff like that. And I thought to myself one day, I want to make myself my own mixtape that only I can listen to. I just
Right.
want to be in the car and play. This is like a small
Mhm.
milestone, 10
Mhm.
track mix, and
Mhm.
that's it. That's what it is. But I actually was pretty deep into poetry too. So it just kind of transitioned over to putting poetry on a beat and making it sound good, So it was an outlet for me. When I started writing the poetry, it was more of an outlet. You can rap about your life, and stuff like that. It's the same thing with poems, and
Right.
so yeah, I really didn't want to be a artist at first, but after about my second or third song, I just started kind of getting a liking to it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now I think I'm in love with it.
Okay. Yeah, man. That's almost similar to like what kind of led me to rapping as well. Like always been gifted at writing. There's times where I've been given like let's say like you got the whole semester to write like a 5 page paper. I have it done within that first week because I love to write, and I always had a strong work ethic, but writing has always came natural to me. And having a beautiful daughter and the situation with her mother that really I needed a outlet. And I had a friend at a time that used to make beats. And yeah, like he was like a little brother to me at that time. And like I was just trying to just playing around with it, making notes and stuff of that nature. And then once stuff really got to like a point to where it was at like a very toxic level to where I didn't know if I was coming or like going as far as this my mind. So God spoke a word. He told me to move, and ever since then I've been moving ever since. And when I went back to my parents' house, literally music saved my life because I didn't have no out. I didn't have no because it was a lot of I told you so's and this and the thirds, and I still have to go to work in the midst of that. I still have to be a father in the midst of that. So, not having to have peace at work or at home, and writing was my outlet. So that led me to recording period point blank. That was my first mixtape. And every time like I like hear that, like they on Bron's podcast, he said like he sometimes watches his own highlights to remind himself where did his bag go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that mixtape is, if I'm ever confused, like man, like where like my bag go, I turn that on because I was hungry. I was like it was like a game 7 atmosphere on like that whole mixtape, so yeah,
I feel
yeah,
yeah. And one thing I do love about music is you could do whatever you want to do to it.
right. You're right. Yeah,
Do to it. And
yeah.
it's told my friend the other day, one of my homegirls I was talking to, she's like a sister to me. And I was
Mhm.
telling her, like, you ever see one of those people make one of them paintings and they just start throwing paint on the
Yeah, 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 yeah. The
yeah,
splatting it, yeah, yeah,
yeah, by the
yeah.
time they done painted a whole beautiful masterpiece. And that's just when you insane and you don't have you feel like you're going insane and you don't have nobody to vent to, it's like, I don't know, it's just
That's
writing
how you
down your
express it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
something about those words that, you know, I've made songs where, you know, years ago where now I can hear them now and they speak to my situation now.
same.
I'm
Yeah,
just like,
right.
man,
Mhm. Yeah,
you be your own strength with it, you
exactly.
know.
And same thing with like my DJing and stuff of that nature, and just like like the music that like I make, yeah, like it's like you said, like you can do whatever you want with it, because it's yours. You're making it for you, about you, So yeah, that's definitely a blessing that's within being an artist of any kind. You can like have your own lane. Like you don't have to, like explain it. It's self-explanatory. If you, pretty much, if you know, pretty much, So yeah,
That's what I love that, bro. Man, I know say about a year or two ago, like a lot of my music that I was dropping was, well, all my music is about my life. But,
right.
I had a lot of stuff going on and I ain't really have nobody to vent to about it because when you do try to vent, you either gonna get a I told you so,
Right.
maybe you're thinking something too much, maybe you going crazy, you need help. And it be a lot of but I realize a lot of people like to kind of like dodge from the truth because it makes them uncomfortable. And
Yeah,
when I think ain't nothing better more than when I have strangers come to me and tell me that my music helped them out. That's what I love because
yeah,
it lets me know I'm not by myself with what I'm going through.
Hmm.
and it give me that strength to keep going, bro. That's like that's one of my biggest drives, man, is to help everybody else. So like one of my quotes is Myron like the God, and like that's one of my favorite things I like because I have to guide myself, before I can help anybody else. And seeing that my story actually reached people, that's what made me start taking this way more serious,
Right.
and promoting my music and uploading my songs. That never wasn't in the plans for me. I just wanted to listen to my own stuff, but as time grew, man,
Yeah.
you get them fans, you start looking at it different when you got people clapping for you.
Right. And versus clapping it against you. Yeah. Yeah. Felt that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Like, yeah, like we can definitely relate on like that, man. Because like I have, and I'm pretty sure you have noticed it. I have like a whole fucking stutter, bro. Like, and I have said this on my podcast, and if you watch any of like my episodes, like you notice it, and like I don't edit it out. It's who I am, So is this um who would think the guy who grew up stuttering and has this fluency can be so fluent at, right in rapping. So it was definitely something that I applied myself on, like, staying like the course through like that. So
oh, was that me?
oh, okay. Okay, yeah. It cut out for like a second.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It went back to my messenger for some reason.
Oh, yeah, you good. But yeah, like you don't you don't know like where God is going to send you. Like that's the beauty of like this thing called life. Learning that you know on this, like, we all have this, not necessarily the same journey, but we all have the same destination, if that makes sense. We don't, nobody makes it out of life alive. So we gonna all reach that same destination, but between now and then, how we impact people's life, how we impact people's journey, what we learn on our journey, um, giving God the glory through this journey. It all correlated, all makes sense in the end. So I'm just grateful to be able to have a platform like this where people can feel safe and just yeah, like, because I don't, and like you said something like you're a stickler about the truth. Same here, man. Like, and people definitely do hide from like the truth, and it's that, and just I was telling like my mom this too. As I'm maturing and growing, I'm noticing people really don't like listen. You
Right,
know,
right,
like people really don't like listen. It can be one, two, three, and they'd be like two, four, five. Like it's
right,
it be so like free flowing, but they really don't get it, because it's just their maturity level or just their attention span is so limited. But we are all prisoners of our own perception, though. So,
right.
you know,
That's true. Very
yeah,
true, bro. Everybody want to be the leader. Nobody want to follow first.
right,
You want to follow first, and that's
yeah,
I'm grateful. I've had a lot of old heads to be around to kind of show me the ropes. You gotta be a student before you could be a teacher. It's the only way it's
absolutely,
gonna be. And people nowadays, bro, that they so trendy. That's why I don't like you know, I can't be one of those people. I could never be a trendy, I always
follower,
want to be in the camera. I like now, I'm pretty sure sometime today it's homeless people that live in this well, not neighborhood. I'm actually living out of a hotel right now, but
okay,
it's people around here right now, bro. I could be down here struggling real bad, and it's homeless people that know when they see me. If I'm not finna get them no water, I'm finna get them a couple dollars. I'm finna give you something, and I done
right,
got bums. Them the people that I care about helping, cause a lot of these people, bro, when I was trying to get into the open mic scenes and out here and get branch out to new areas, it's almost like church in a sense. Well, not all churches. It's almost like the false churches in a sense. You have a lot of people who show up to put on an image, but the work don't match up to the image they putting on.
Felt
So
that.
you got people who coming through and they putting in the work and they don't care about the image. The image is just there.
Right.
They quick to push you off to the side because you're gonna make them have to stand up and stand on whatever they're proclaiming
Mm.
they are.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, and that just lets you know how insecure the world is. You feel
yeah,
me? Because like, and I had I had told you this when like we made our song, like, because I don't necessarily have all like the tool. Well, yeah, like I don't necessarily have all the tools to really like record the way I would like to. So like I just however it come out, cool. But like I'm not insecure to like insecure to the point to where I can't give you like your flowers. You definitely watch me on that track, bro. For real, for real. I ain't gonna be like, it was I nah, you nah, cause like, even like I played it for like my wife. And like she's like, yeah, like it's like a difference, and I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Like that's something that now I got to get back in the lab with. You feel me? And is this I would never be insecure to give nobody like they flowers. And the fact that you man enough to be like, hey man, this, that, and third, man, that just speaks to this character, man. And like that's what the world is like missing, like people who have character, who actually have morals, values. Like that shit is everlasting. That will stand the test of time. Because God forbid if you leave this world today or tomorrow, that's something that's your legacy. That's what a legacy is, something that is passed down. So your
right.
character, from like your family, up until they pass on, that's what they're gonna remember you by. So yeah, you know,
Facts,
yeah,
facts. That's true,
yeah.
bro. And we definitely got to get on something else.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely,
I,
man.
I was a little beefed out with at the time. That's when I make some of my best verses when I'm mad.
Yeah, so I caught you at like a bad time, huh?
And that's the best time. That's the best
Right.
time. Oh man, bro,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to diss one of my managers at my old job right now. I'm trying hard by him, but I too, I be wanting to show people too, like people had this image where they feel like to have a bond with God, bro. They feel like you got to be perfect, and the thing I stress to people is, you're gonna make mistakes almost every day of your life. Like
Right.
you're not, it ain't gonna be one day where you wake up and do everything perfect. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And I want people to understand that your bond with God is your bond. It ain't gonna
Right.
be the same way it is with me. It
Mhm.
you might have to do a little more work, or a little less work. But we all the same. We all got the same path. Well, I mean, we don't have the same path. We all going to the same goal.
Right.
At
Yeah.
least like we all got our own goals that we working towards. But that was my thing with music. I don't want to be labeled as a Christian rapper because you put this bar to where like you're this perfect person who lives perfect. I want people to know that I have a close bond with God. And it's sometimes in life where I'm gonna be saying, hey, I don't fuck with this person. I don't like this person.
Right.
I I smoke, I've been smoking too much. I need to chill out on smoking. I'm overthinking. I'm da, da, da.
Yeah.
I want to be as vulnerable with the world as possible. So they don't hold me to this standard of, at first,
Perfection.
yeah, like
Yeah.
just trying to be perfect. I'm not perfect at all. I want people to
Yeah.
know that. And but I love God. That's for sure.
And I feel like the perfect example of everything that you just said, and he recently just transitioned is DMX, because the most vulnerable, but you knew not to fuck with him,
Right,
because it
right.
was times where he would break down on stage like bawling, but he was used to walk around with a whole motherfucking pit bull and rob
Mm,
motherfuckers. You feel me? So like
right.
it's just like the fact of the matter is, it's just like in like he got I think on like his first album, I think I want to say like the last song, like he got like a whole song where like he's talking to God, like he started like I think it's called Ready to Meet Him. That's the name of it. I don't know if you ever heard that song. Probably one of it's definitely top five. Like, and we got the party up, huh?
Ready to meet him?
Meet 'em, yeah. Like you can name like the party ups and the all the notable songs, but Ready to Meet Him, like he's vulnerable. He's vulnerable that whole track. But again, like his whole life, he probably went to jail more than anybody that is a notable rapper. He was in and out of jail. He had a habit because of like his friend laced like his weed and stuff of that nature. Had a extremely rough childhood, but yet still he made it to a point to where he can live all of that and still be like structured, still be secure in a way. So
Right.
yeah,
People never know, man, how life shape you into being who you are. But I do feel like me personally, God look for people like that. You know what I mean? I feel like God look for the people who don't have no I guess you could say social boundaries on what the social feel like you have to be a person of God.
hmm
And I reflect on the Bible, like if you look at all the disciples, bro,
exactly.
in modern day time, them would be street niggas that's clicked up with street
Yeah,
niggas and that's
yeah,
that clicked with Jesus. And I look at Jesus and people read all his miracles and his stories that he do, but they never really look at how deep it is. Really, it's simple, but it's deep. It's the dudes that you look over and you judge every day nowadays. Them be the ones who could have your blessing. And it don't have to just be money, like, cause there's certain dudes out here in Shreveport, bro. I remember I was getting gas one time and man, I was talking to this man like 40 something years old, bro. He wanted me to buy him a beer. We ended up talking about 2 hours. He gave me words that I was literally just sitting in my car talking to God about my problems.
there you
This
go.
man
Yeah.
came in and gave me all the answers that I was just asking. Not only that, I talked to him about some stuff he was going through with his son.
hmm
And, I helped him out. It was an even exchange. But
hmm
had I not, that day, I was having so many problems with using my, what you call it when you, Google Pay. My Google Pay wasn't working with my
Okay.
card. My card, my Google Pay was messed up. I had this bad car lot. I paid, I think 2,500 down for the car.
hmm
And as I was driving it, bro, that they ended up repoing my car. My transmission went out, I believe.
hmm
Probably like a week after of driving it. It just went out in the middle of me driving it. They fixed it, stole all my stuff out my car, uh, gave me my all my football equipment, all my shoes, clothes, because I was traveling to Shreveport to go stay with my grandma for like a week. So I took all my clothes, my shoes,
My God.
everything, over $10,000 worth of stuff gone. They even took my license plate. They gave me a paper plate back. And
Damn.
so only card I had was on my Google, my phone. So
hmm
I was already frustrated at that point in life. I felt defeated. I ain't had no clothes, only had a couple of outfits, and so shoot. I went to that gas station, bro, and I was like, didn't have that much gas left in my car to really just be driving around. I was on E, but I was like on the E, like if you drive down the street, your car might
Cut
might run
off
out.
on you. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
man, I'm just frustrated in the car, and this dude come walk up, and man, I promise you, after we had that conversation, my Google Pay worked, filled my car up with gas. I got where I need to go. I mean, I was still broke, because with the car and all that, that car was messed up, and they shut my car down like maybe like 2 days after that, where I couldn't even turn it on, driving or nothing like that. It was a hard time, but I made some of the best music that time in my life, bro. Man, I had a lot of stuff happen to me, and I never let it keep me down, bro. I just don't believe in being defeated. I have to see
Felt that.
what is what the winning gonna feel like. You lose so long, I refuse to become a loser. You
Right.
know,
Right. Yeah.
I
Felt that.
learned
Felt that.
I learned something, and it's always from the people who you be looking for words from the people who up there. But when you're down here, it's the people down here that's gonna give you the words you need to get up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And realizing it, maybe my path for life is to be down here with these people to help these people out down here.
felt
You
that.
know,
And like some people can't live with that reality that you have purpose in your life. And it may not look like what the society theme is popular, you know? Like
right,
to be blessed is a popularity contest. It's equal ground. Everybody blessed, but they blessings look different for everybody.
right,
So some people may feel like, oh damn, like such and such in a BMW and I'm in a Buick. Y'all both in cars, ain't y'all?
right,
You feel
right.
me? Like it, prisoners of like the perspective, you know, and like the fact that you went through all of that and you still have the strength to keep going. Like you said, man, and that's something that that's a gem that you have given me, man. I've been losing so long. I want to be here to feel like you feel like the winning. You feel me? Like I felt that. I felt that, you know, and that's something that's kind of similar to what my mom used to say. Like whenever I have a bad day, she always tell me just get to tomorrow, you know, because tomorrow can be the best day of like your life, you know, and like she had so many portables. But yeah, speaking of where you grew up, man, like kind of like tell the people like about um about that part of like the South, man.
Ooh, boy, so Shreveport, Shreveport, and this ain't me speaking from a street dude. This is
Yeah,
me. I grew up I lived in all the hoods in Shreveport. So I've never been a dude to claim an area. I've
gotcha.
lived in every hood. I got family all over Shreveport. My grandma lives in Bossier, so that's more like the white side, the good. But I mean, it's still some crime in Bossier. But Shreveport, uh, one thing about growing up in Shreveport that I did like is that we make more with having less. You know, the thing I didn't like was that if you have a little bit more, people create this perception that you just spoiled. You don't have to work for nothing. You
Hmm.
don't have struggles. You don't have pains. You don't have. So growing up, when I was 7, my mama had my brothers, my little brothers, pretty
Hmm.
much back to she was married, and she ended up having a divorce, getting a divorce. But so from the time that I was 7 on up to during their college, that's what I've been spending most of my time with. So they not my kids, but they the closest thing to kids I got. So
Gotcha. Hmm.
I've had my times of if it wasn't for them, I probably would be out here holding a gun, shooting at somebody, fighting a lot. Cause before that, really it took me until I got to about the age of 14, 15 to realize like fighting stupid, controlling myself is important, and not being out here robbing and hitting licks, doing all this, it's never gonna amount to nothing because what I would do, I would see them mimic that.
Hmm.
So I made sure I took it upon myself to be more present with raising them. Me, my mama, and my brothers. And people think that um, in a city growing up, people think that if you just not at the very, very bottom, you don't have no struggle. But the thing is, they don't realize they could be part of the struggle that you go through because of
Right.
their.
Hmm.
So, I know that out of a lot of people who I've seen a lot of people when I was growing up, I know I called myself trying to sell weed one time. And yeah, bro, I did some stupid shit. But I mean I've learned a lot. But
Hmm.
me and my adopted brother, my mama took one of her friend's son,
Sounds in. Hmm.
took one of them in and
Hmm.
started raising them. And so we kind of grew up. So I looked at him as a, full blooded brother. I don't let blood determine who I call my brother, my family, whatever.
Felt that.
And But then it did come that divide of jealousy of, because he had a rougher upbringing. He was put out of the house at a younger age, pretty much forced to get out here and
Make
have
it
to
happen.
raise. But I
Mm,
mean, it wasn't that he didn't have any help because we were still there. It's just that most people lean towards the niggas in the street that they see doing stuff and they get the street popularity. And I just always been that dude. If everybody going to the right, I'm gonna walk
okay.
left
Yeah.
because I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to be
Right.
out here. And I used to live in Grim and Drive, so it used to be a high traffic drug shootouts fights. Shoot, I believe. Well, I didn't get in my first fight. I got in my first fight at the Cooper Road, but it was literally like when you come around and people know you ain't from there, and so it's like they kind of hype up to get people to fight you or whatever. And I mean, I ain't taking no L's like that.
Type
So
shit. Yeah. Stuff that.
it
Yeah.
people know not to mess with you, but I've always been respectful. I never wanted to be a street dude or a gangbanger thug. I ain't don't want to be that because that's what I see everybody doing. I come outside some days in Grim and Drive and you see a group of niggas out here that's running from the cops because the cops caught them out here slanging. And I was always cool with the older heads though. I wasn't really cool with people my age. I was cool with the dudes that was like all the way from 17 to about 40 something years old, and I'm like 8, 9 years old hanging with these niggas, but they was cool with me, and watching them, I learned a lot of the do's and the don'ts,
Mm,
and a lot of shootouts. And it got so bad to the point today in Grim and Drive, they installed bulletproof glasses to everybody's apartment because it was that many shootouts. And I know in particular one night when I was sleeping, they had a shootout over there. And let's say I'm sleeping, the bullet was about maybe in between 2 to 5 inches away from flying over me and my brothers while we sleeping. And it hit our dresser.
wow.
Because they were shooting that bad overnight. They were shooting out that bad, bro. And we left from there and we moved to Turkey Park, which is right behind Grimmy Drive. And it was pretty cool over there.
Mm,
Everybody that I grew up around, I liked. My grandma, she stayed down the street on my daddy's side. Uh, so I was with them and my cousins a lot. I spent a lot of time with them, just being outside, running around, I wasn't really bad though. I just had a little temper problem. I tried to
mm.
fight all my cousins' boyfriends and stuff like that. But Shreveport has a lot of beauty in it. It's just a lot of people who don't have nothing to look forward to.
There you
So
go.
that, yeah. So I mean,
There you
you
go.
don't no jobs. If you got a job, it's gonna be fast food. You got to pretty much know somebody to get a good paying job. You got to know somebody. You know,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
nothing left to do but people to lay up with chicks, get them pregnant, have baby mamas, sell drugs, do
Yeah.
drugs.
It's all like once I watched Who Cloned Tyrone, bro, that changed, bro. That shit was almost like birth of a nation. Like though, like that was really pivotal. So I'm just like, yo, this is happening everywhere. And
Right.
growing up in like Chicago, bro, everything that you're saying, bro, is literally verbatim. But the installing the bulletproof glass in like the apartments, like that's something new. I have not
Yeah.
heard of that. That's crazy.
People don't know. Like, I don't wear my scars out. I keep my scars on the inside, but in the same respect, I'm not gonna say we just had it as worse as it could be because I'm a positive person. But man, my
Okay.
family, we had it rough, bro. Like we was living on housing all the way up until shoot. I don't really think we my mama had apartments, but we didn't really just get on our feet until I think my eighth grade year. And by the time I was a freshman, we was back living with one of my aunties. So me, my mom, and my brothers was all sleeping in one room.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And we lived like that for like a whole year or two. And I'm coming to school, acting like I ain't really acting. but people just see this perception of how I act and they think my life good. But my mama was real sick. So, it'd be sometimes in school, I really can't even get a ride because my mama can't even get out the bed to take me to school. So,
Mm.
a lot of people at school, they created this perception of image. Like, he ain't got no struggles, he ain't got no problems, he ain't got to worry about nothing. And that's the thing I hate about Shreveport the most is that you gotta be a popular dude to get the support. People don't want to just support each other just to support each
For
other
each
when they
other.
don't benefit from it.
There you go. Yeah.
And when the time I was selling weed with my half brother, I stopped too because I mean this dude was horrible. Like
Mhm.
he's like shorting people and
Oh,
stuff like that.
wow.
But
Oh,
he
yeah.
was giving me the bags that he's shorting people on, thinking that I'm just green. And I'm not stupid. I know what he's doing, but I like to see how far people go.
I felt that.
So
Felt that.
in the same respect, what he don't know is I if he hadn't done that, I wouldn't have been cool with one of my partners today that I call little brother. Um, I gave him a bag, he shorted it out. It created a bond where I stopped this dude from going to go shoot somebody's house up, literally. And I had my time out there spending
Mhm.
my night just sitting outside with everybody else trying to sell weed and whatever. Just being out there, bro. Just and not knowing whether I'm coming or going. I also felt that pull from God, like getting further and further away. And I knew, okay, I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do because I ain't ever felt this low. I didn't felt low before, but I've
But
always
not
had that little pull from God to keep me pushing. Now it's like he don't recognize me, so I know I'm not being myself. And
right.
but even out there, I did talk so many young niggas out of
Doing
not
stupid
shooting
shit.
each other up and shooting up the houses. Niggas was walking around with guns they done bought from niggas that's got bodies on them, that's got scratches on them for every person that's been killed on the gun. But instead of selling this nigga some weed and he done told me about his problems, I wouldn't even sell the little nigga no weed. If I hit a blunt, I'll smoke a blunt with him, but just talk to him because that's all they need is somebody to listen to their problems
Construction.
and
Yeah.
even if it's momentarily make them see how small the problem is to the big picture.
Yeah.
And that was something that always brought joy to me. I eventually ended up stop selling weed. I only did it for probably like I don't brag about stuff like that, but I only sold weed for about a good 2, 3 months maybe. But
Mhm.
it just wasn't working out because even the money that I was saving up from the
The
weed,
hustle.
he was spending it. So I was like, well, bro, it looked like we hustling backwards, ain't it?
For real
So
though, yeah.
nigga, I'm finna go back and keep working at my
Right,
job.
right, yeah. I'm finna hop back in this factory. Yeah.
And see, and that's one thing about Shreveport too. I hate talking about this, but you don't really get too many of those kind of jobs, and people also forget that you in Louisiana. So I was also dating this one chick, and I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna just say. Her family, not I'm not gonna say her whole family, but I do know that they indulged in like the voodoo stuff,
Patience,
and
yeah.
it took God to. Had that not happened, I don't think I would be with the bond with God that I got today, though, because I knew it was changes in myself. I knew something was going on. Like it's almost like if you have something set to do and you forget, but you're like, dang, what was I about to do? It was kind of like that feeling. I knew something was off because especially with how attached I was to her, and even just with my actions, how I would act, what I would do. And then most of the time I never got nothing accomplished with my life, especially
Mhm.
being around her. And the more I would lose, the more she would gain. And so I started looking at the differences. When I would be away from her, I would see things clear. When I get around her,
Mhm.
all my vision would be blurred again. So After we broke up, she pretty much just slandered me to the whole city. I don't do back and forth because if you know me, you know my character.
There
So
you go. Yeah.
you know, we got off of that. I had a lot of people playing on my phone for about 2, 3 years straight, just back to back to back, and we eventually moved out of Shreveport, but not because of that. It's just really because I told my mama one day, like, I just feel like if we don't move out of Shreveport, I'm gonna end up in jail or I'm gonna crash out and be dead or something because it's nothing here. I don't feel like I'm doing nothing I'm supposed to do in life. And I tried going to college, but once football season was over, college really went for me. Because I mean, that was
Okay.
the only reason I was coming there. But and I feel like I set myself back further in life by going to college. But I
Just to do
learned
that.
a
Yeah.
lot. It was just it kind of opened me up to the reality of the world. And it showed me that how quickly things could turn. And you think that we spend our life looking for other people to lift us up and put us in position, and we're not looking at ourselves to put ourselves in position.
Right.
And I realized college taught me that it was like some Ti told this one girl who was rapping in front of him. You had like basically you got the power to put yourself there. If you're good enough and you're doing enough work on yourself, they're gonna come find you. You don't have to impress them and find them.
There you
And
go.
that's the biggest thing that kept me going. I ended up going back to Shreveport after college. One of my dorm mates left some weed in my room. He tried out for the football team. He didn't make it. And uh shoot, I was just coming to my dorm and he's like, bro, don't leave. I'm on the way. I'm finna come get my weed, whatever, I'm on the way. I was like, nigga, hurry up, cause I can't have this in my room. I'm playing football, so I can't smoke. And I smoked all the way up until trial week. I just
Mhm.
cold turkey stopped it because I had something to look forward to.
Right.
So yeah, I'm like, bro, come get your weed, man. Like next thing I know, I hear cops knocking on my door, and they're like, "Where is it? Where is it? Like, where is what?" And of course, I tell them where the weed at. People try to act when they come down to cops. People try to run game on cops. I'm not gonna act like I haven't tried before, but one thing I know, they train, so they know all the tactics. It's best to just be straightforward and honest with anybody. So I ended up letting them know where the weed was. Got a weed charge. Uh, I used the Article 894, got that removed from my record. I had to do community service out there. So I basically had to go back home. I couldn't stay on campus because, but I did have friends that let me stay with them. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know if you know Keo, Nico, friends with Mafi. They're his friends in college.
Is
Eric.
is Eric okay? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 We all had it.
I met Eric through a friend from high school because got a friend named Jamal who's stationed. I think he was stationed down there, and then he's not stationed in Mississippi, but he was posting like Eric's videos, and then when I'm not sure if you guys are cool now or not cool, but that's how like I got privy to like your music because you guys were doing music. I'm like, oh, okay, but yeah, I don't necessarily know like all of like y'all circle, but just through a mutual friend from high school, that's how like I got privy to like y'all.
It
Yeah.
definitely ain't deep, bro. When I uh have differences with people now,
Mm.
I never really affect me to the point where I have animosity towards nobody. You know, so it's definitely all love.
Right.
When we got to college, I got cool with him because we were dorm mates,
You
and
and Eric, right?
so
You said?
yeah.
Okay.
He introduced me to the rest of them, and I
Mm.
started to see that everybody from that clique, it was almost like if you took that one person from each group that's like they're like the weird person that's like the life of the party though. And
Mm.
you made one group with one each weird person that's the life of the party. That's the only way I can explain all us hanging together. So all of them did music. Um, they was like the whole package. All of them did music. They had some going for themselves. They knew about college. They put me on about college. They helped Mafia out a lot. And so
Mm-hmm.
I never been a dependent type person. But when it came down to that, I did go stay there for like a weekend, get some of my community service hours out the way. And shoot, they had us feeling like slaves. We would just be walking down miles, picking up trash, long streets all day. And but it was fun because even with that, I mean, it sounds crazy, but I met more friends and more
Doing
people.
that.
It's a
Yeah.
more walking life. And it's just like, dang, I see one dude there, he ran track, and I'm thinking like he got to be feeling how I'm feeling about football because now this washed away our opportunity for being
That's
out there. So but we all ended up getting cool, bro, and so finished that up and moved back to Shreveport, and that's when I really started trying to do music. Because when I was there with Mafia and them, I actually was trying to record. One of his partners was telling me like, well, I told him I wanted to freestyle instead of write. He's
mm-hmm.
like, well, if you freestyle, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna delete nothing you say. If you mess up, you just gonna have to start from wherever you mess up at and keep going. So I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. But I
Yeah.
ended up doing it anyway, because at the end of the day, it's his equipment, his stuff, whatever. And I
Yeah.
didn't like the way I sounded. They said it was all right, but I was like, nah, I probably need to just make me my own mixtape, my own shit with 10 tracks on it and listen to it myself. And I got back home, uh, picked up one of my old jobs. In high
Mm-hmm.
school, I really couldn't make football practice too often. I only made practice 3 days a week because I was working. And so I would literally leave practice and go to work the
Mm-hmm.
night, come back to school. And that was just my life, you know. I never really had no time to just focus on one thing, football, whatever it was. But once I came back home and started working, uh, shoot, my cousin Tristan, uh, well, he introduced me to. I don't know if you know Big B on the track, but his brother
Oh,
JD.
okay.
That's a guy. Yeah, he introduced me to JD. Man, coolest engineer I ever met, fastest engineer I ever met. He could do anything. I made my first song, my second song with him. And ever since then, bro, I had been going to JD and I just started liking music more and more. I started using Shreveport and what I was going through in Shreveport to help me make the music.
Mm-hmm.
And it just all came together. And then the Myron, that just kind of, I just became Myron. I was going to be the Myron, but I was like, nah, it's too much. Let me just keep it at Myron because keep it simple.
Right.
And that was just kind of like the birth of Myron making music. It was just, and I ain't looked back since. I moved out here to Texas. Um, that's just been the thing, bro. Had an aneurysm last year. That's why I'm currently living in this hotel right now. The job I was working at was just the chemicals was just like too strong. A lot of people died up there. So
Really? Are like can like you file like a lawsuit?
I tried, but I was working there through a temp company. And the reason why I
Wow.
chose temp companies is because they just got a variety of jobs. So
You're right. Yeah, yeah, of course.
yeah, so it's if I really was starting not to like that job because the manager started. It's like anywhere I go. I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, but every day I get in there, I post something positive on the
Right,
board.
yeah, yeah.
But
Mhm.
because we got a manager who walked through there and only gonna say negative every day, and I don't do well in negative environments because I'm too positive. So, positive and negative really don't go together too well if it's majority negative and a little positive, and I'm just not gonna let nobody dim my light. And he recently, that manager released me. You know, he didn't tell me,
Mm.
but he had a thing for a couple of the women workers up there, and they gravitated towards me. It nothing sexual or nothing. I just was cool with everybody.
Yeah, and he
And
kind of took offense to that.
Yeah, I had a little bit too much control in the room for him than what he liked. Everybody worked with me. Everybody worked. They ain't worked for me. They worked with me. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was busting my ass working everywhere to help them. So it's the older black dude. You know, he didn't want to pat me on the back. He didn't want to. I mean, I don't need a pat on the back, but you know,
He
he
was just
gave me.
hating on you.
Yeah, he gave me this
Yeah.
pro black speech when I first started working there. Like he all for his people and trying to get more black people working there, only to find out that he really don't like niggas. He really don't care about the dude who gonna be coming to work smelling like weed. Instead of pulling him to the side and talking to him about it, you know, you looking down on him, but you don't know what this dude going through.
Going through. Right. Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I look
Real.
at those people.
Hey, like real quick, not to cut you off. I just Googled like because I have it scheduled for like an hour, like the Zoom. If we go past it, it's not gonna cut off. But if it does, I'm gonna just call you off of Messenger. So, but not to cut you off. But yeah, you can.
My
Yeah.
bad. Let me know if I'm talking too much.
No, bro, this is an open platform, bro. Like I do want to get to like the other questions, bro. But when I'm interviewing people, bro, I'm not gonna mess up their train of thought. So yeah, you can keep going, bro. You good?
That was just pretty much yeah, the aneurysm, bro, it messed me up financially. So
Mm.
I pretty much been trying to stack back up, bro. Started from I'm back at level one and I'm building myself back up. So me and my people, we've been living out of hotels and you know, I let the dude know that too. That's why only reason I felt some type of way about him letting me go, because I let him know my situation and he still went off and was like, he went to he gave me his pro black speech, but he always went to the white people to tell on us. And that was just so funny to me. But the owner of that company actually liked me. And he was real cool with me only because I didn't kiss ass. I talked to him like I talked to everybody, but
As
not
you
in a
should.
disrespectful way. You know,
Mm.
I just talked to him, got to know who he was, and I soak up knowledge. Because if you're the owner, I want to be cool with you to know what you know so I could make plans to move how you move in the future. When
Type
I'm
shit.
running my own business, I don't want to be working for your company my whole life. I want to use your company as a stepping stone to run my own company.
Exactly.
And
And
yeah, I think he respected that, and he wanted to keep me on full time. So I think mm, 2 days after my interview is when he let me go. No, yeah, 2 days after my interview, he let me go. Didn't say why, nothing. He just did it. So yeah, I've been out here just still working though. He ain't stopped nothing for me.
oh yeah, of course. I mean, and I kind of had some similar like that, not in a health situation, but I worked at this company named Vista um out here in Elkhart, and um they made lights for like the RVs because this is the RV capital and management. I was a sale lead, so I was like the manager of like of a department, and this department, the it was like the heaviest department. They got the most orders. We got a supplier called Lippert. They used to just put in so many rushes. And to make a long story short, I was hitting goals, woo, 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 but I wasn't doing the job the way they perceived it needed to be done. Before I had left there, when they had like the yearly review, or it was like a review process of this and that third. They hit me with the if I could clone you, I would, but we're gonna go in a different direction.
Right.
And mind you, I was the only black guy there. The only black guy there. Like when like we did the stand up meetings, the only black face they seen since they looked in the mirror up there.
Right.
Like, the whole the like literally. So it's just like the fact being like, stuff like that taught me a lesson even before I moved to Elkhart when I still stayed in Maywood. Stuff like that happened too. I worked at this mom and pop restaurant. Grew up on that food my whole life, Myron. Like literally was about 30 to 40 steps away from like my house, bro. I used to always walk down there growing up. I used to when I used to take the bus because I my high school like what that was like my from my junior year to like my senior year. That's when I rolled like you guys probably have like your own bus company down there, probably called like a trolley or something like that.
Right.
Up in Chicago, we call it like we got CCA buses, but where I'm at in like the Maywood area, we got Pace. So the 3-on-1 Pace bus I used to take back and forth to school, like and like it drops off right by that spot. And kind of make a long story short, me being the only black person there, and it was ran by Greeks and it was a guy named Tom who was the manager of um not the owner, but he was the owner's cousin. Gave everybody a hard time from my jump, but he was really, really on my ass. It was times to where I came in early and he'd be like, you see what happens when you come in? These guys, they stop working. Fuck did that have to do with me? Like,
Right.
like, because it was situations to where people was happy to see me because they knew like I work hard or this, that, and third. So yeah, it was real uncomfortable for him to like see me work hard. And but as I have gotten older, bro, misery looks like that, where like everything a motherfucker do, you nitpicking or you smacking your lips versus like, damn, I got another dog in here. Let's let's become a dog pound. You feel me? Like
Right.
yeah, so yeah, bro, I understand everything that like you're saying, bro, and like it is just don't ever water yourself down, bro. That's something that I would definitely um tell you to not do. Never water yourself down. Like if a motherfucker um is blinded by your light, they need to put on shades.
Right. Right.
You feel me? Like it's that simple, because you have a purpose, and don't nobody else gotta understand it, comprehend it, get it, validate it, but you, because it's that's the versatility of God, like how like vast He is, and like you spoke about smoking weed, and like I just started that. I just turned 27. I think I started smoking weed like let's just say like 23, 24. So like 3 to 4 years, and like the past year it's been daily use type shit, and it'd be times where I think it was like let's say Monday. Was walking towards like the gym because in like my apartment complex they got like their own gym. So I was walking towards like the gym, and typically, and you should probably try this, like working out high. I don't know if you ever tried that.
Oh boy.
Like you be locked in like a
Yeah.
motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
So,
You
but
gonna
walk, but like walking towards the gym, it was a nice day outside, bro. And like I'm just like, yo, like man, like God is raw as like this is just the versatility, how perfect everything is. Like, and it's the difference between like having like enjoying the nice day, but really like acting like it's your first time seeing a nice day. Like it
right.
it was like that, and like that's something that like I just love about consuming cannabis in his right purpose, because like you can like shit like clarity is prevalent when like you're like really at peace with yourself, at peace with your environment. Everything is clear, everything can stop,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Fact, that's true.
yeah,
That's why I love going to go sit by the water when I do
yeah,
smoke.
oh yeah.
Man, I didn't wrote some of my best songs in the world just sitting by water watching fish. Just
and
you
they
know,
and the environment, yeah, bro, it's
I,
beautiful.
I love it, bro. I pick that over I pick nature over going like downtown and going out to clubs and I
Hell
feel
yeah.
so in my element. That's why I tell everybody it's so awkward. I'm an artist, but I hate performing. I hate performing because I'm like, like part of me is like it might be the Gemini in me. Part of me be excited to do it, but part of me like I ain't trying to prove none of these people. Like,
I felt that.
but yeah, recently I've been performing in Houston and I got the right crowd out there, and the right people. They seem very supportive. And so it's it's been giving me that thrill back for performing, but I like writing the music more than
Performing.
performing.
Got you.
I love
Mm,
uh music videos, like my ideas for music videos. I really want to break down the the train of thoughts that I'm going through. I want to break the images down in front of people. So I don't really have too many videos because of that.
yeah, and like the one I think you shot in like Seattle, that shit was like dope. That shit was dope.
Um,
Like the transitions and like your
yeah,
fit. It was kind of like the Black Matrix type shit. You feel me? Like it's just like how like the scenes was transitioning, how you was on like I want to say like the sidewalk and then like in front of like the street like sign, shit like
yeah.
that. Like it was like yeah, this shit, yeah, yeah,
Let me give you a secret about that video, bro. So I have my own place out here, in Dallas, and so when I
mm,
got done with my last month of rent, when I moved in, I was really financially stable, like really, really financially stable. I had the most money I ever made in my life. I stacked up $12,000. I was
mm,
cool. I had my own whip. Uh, Everything that I wanted at the time, I had it.
mm,
So I had just got to my last month of rent, and I had been struggling because my car broke down,
got you.
and so yeah, it was pretty bad for me because I had to walk like 3 miles to work, 3 miles back from work. So if I had to be at work at 6. I had to be out of the house by 3 to get there at 6. So
Have to walk
I'm
3 hours.
working, yeah, walking, just walking straight to work every day. And people, coworkers was asking to come pick me up, but I told them no because the discernment. I knew that y'all was asking to come pick me up so y'all could say, well, I'm picking them up and doing it. Nah, I ain't finna be that. Y'all finna see me walk up here and walk back home every day. I'm cool, but when I got to my last month, I had scheduled to take a trip to Seattle. I really had supposed to been linking up with one of the guys. I had a homeboy that kind of I got real cool with him, and he stayed with me and my mama for like 10 months. Stacked his bread up. He moved to Seattle. He was actually supposed to uh, take me to one of his friends' places. They had owned a business out there, from my understanding. That's what his friend was telling me. And
Mm,
he wanted to beat one of my Tupac shirts I had. So he told me he knew this guy, studios, to go record and stuff like that. So I'm kind of green with rapping at this point. I
mm,
don't know how stuff works. And so me and him ended up falling out when I got down there the last time. I don't like when people get around other people and they try to single you out, put you on blast.
mm.
To me, uh that's just not a characteristic I like to have for people to have, because if you would do this to me, I
Do
feel
it to
like
them.
you do things to if you feel like you can get popularity or something off making me look bad, it don't matter what you'll do. If you can get around people, and I've helped you out. So we
Mm,
kind of fell out, but one of his friends reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, bro, I know this one guy who shoots videos. If you're still looking to get your video shot, and his friends know that me and him wasn't cool. So he ended up linking me up with the dude who shot the video
mm,
and paid him a little bit. I got back home. My bills was just bad because I didn't have no vehicle. So, I started paying a whole lot of money and I just stopped Ubering and stuff like that. And all my money was just like leaving quicker than I got it, way faster than I got it. So I come down, I probably got about, I want to say maybe about 1,000, maybe about 1,500 left. So I'm like, okay, me and my mama even was butting heads because I'm frustrated because of where I'm at. She got her doors open for me to come back, because we all we got out here. But at the
type
same
shit.
time, I'm used to being independent. And so
Mm,
I'm telling her like I don't want to move out my place, and she tired of hearing about it. She like, well, look, you got to make a choice. You gonna take the flight to Seattle, or you gonna pay for your place? Which one important? Like, and I'm like, okay, well, you asked me the wrong question because I'm taking the flight.
Like,
So
yeah.
because I was gonna have to, my lease was up after the last month of rent anyway, and I didn't have it. So I was just like, well, I mean, I had it, but it was like, is it worth it?
Gotcha.
Took that
Yeah.
flight out there to Seattle. I had these overalls. So the jeans that I was wearing, the white ones,
Mm,
it looked like two different pair of pants, but I really just stuffed the overalls into my pants and put the black trench coat on. And
gotcha.
then we were shooting the video. I forgot one of my boots at the hotel I was at out there. So we had to make a U-turn and
Mm,
go back and get the boot. And but the dude was real cool. Like most of those shots from that video, I didn't even know he was recording for real. He was like, I'm just gonna do a warm up, just to kind of figure you out and whatever, whatever. So I'm gonna play your song and you just perform. And I'm like, okay, but it's a lot of people walking around, so I'm kind of nervous. And shoot, that was literally the whole video. It was just him telling me to warm up. And now the nighttime scene, I started feeling it a little more. But the
mm,
vibe out there in Seattle is so different from down here because we had a cop walk up to us when we was at that fish market.
mm.
I'm thinking, down here, a cop walking up, they finna tell you got to leave.
Right.
I'm like, well, time to go. The cop come and tell me if you guys want to get a better view, you can go down there and get on top of the da da da. And I'm like, oh,
Say
okay.
less.
And
Yeah.
the whole time in Seattle, I'm walking past cops with a blunt in my ear, forgetting I got the blunt in my ear. I'm thinking I'm finna go to jail. I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm thinking, oh, I'm in Seattle. It's legal. I'm
Illegal.
tripping.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just, they just don't want you smoking and getting behind the wheel if they see you smoking. So they
Mm,
real chill like that. But it was like, me and my homeboy, we fell out real bad. But the fact that his friends was helping me and branching me in with this guy to shoot my video, that's the guy who used the ads and promoting your videos, who put me onto that.
mm.
So he promoted that video. I mean, he helped me promote that video. The video got what 40, 44, 45,000 views now.
That's awesome. It's
Mm.
awesome, bro.
At home feeling hopeless when I came back after shooting that video. I waited. He sent me like 1 week of, but the dude was so professional. He was working on like 3, 4 different videos at that time, but still taking out set times and dates to send me what he working on my video,
So,
editing it up more, showing me certain things. And I first posted the video. I put the ad money behind, and it take like 24 hours for them to review and see. So I'm like, I only got at this point maybe like 100 views. So I'm like, man, I'm finna just quit this shit and focus on working. And I'm
mm,
in my house on her couch, just looking at the ceiling like, damn, I failed. And I remember I went to sleep. I had like maybe about 100, 150 views somewhere in there. Woke up, I had like 2,000 views. I was like, oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Later on, woke up. Later on that day, I had probably about 5, 10,000. So I'm like,
mm.
oh, okay. As
Doing
the week,
numbers.
yeah,
Yeah.
the first week I hit like 20,000 views.
Oh,
So the second week, that was just, I could say at least about a good 5 to 10,000 of views were not promoted at all. It was just because the video caught a big buzz. And everybody just, even if you look at the comments, there's people out there like, yeah, I didn't know they call Seattle area like the Pacific Northwest.
mm,
So I'm like, he one dude coming is like, yeah, it's that real PNW vibes right here. And sure, it's just that right there. That's a milestone I'll forever hold on to in my life because I hit a milestone. I actually started loving music that day.
mm,
I started falling in love with it like I love football. So I take my times in and out of football season. When I'm in football season, I'm not focused on music, but it inspires me to write more music after the football season. I don't know how it worked like that for me.
okay.
But now that with this aneurysm, I've been having to put more 100% focused into music. I was playing for a football team earlier this year, but just the finances, bro, like kind of like what you said with the Benz. People see me driving that Benz and they thought didn't know that was my mama whip. I'm driving around, and not even just that. The Benz was so in bad condition, bro. You
Right,
know,
yeah. Yeah,
they,
people be took by the look, bro. Definitely. Definitely, and is this like the fact that you grounded, bro, like that shit is like amazing for real. Because like certain people will get caught up in like certain things, when certain things happen, you know. So
yeah, it took a lot for me to get out that situation, bro. But one thing about me, if I had to choose between working and my dreams, don't ever give me that option. I'm gonna always choose my dreams. I'm gonna always choose that because I'm gonna make it happen. I know I can work on anybody
mhm.
clock because I'm a hard worker. So
Right,
anyway, I know I'm gonna make the company better. And people think I'm crazy because I look at it like that. I just know what I bring to the table.
right. And I I I'm with you with that, and that's where like I'm at with it with like me working because I've been working since March 30th of 2015. First job was at Burger King, and fast forward, then there a decade later of me working, have had, man, bro, it's close to about it's minimum at a minimum 30 jobs. You
Yeah.
know, I have
Really.
worked two jobs from what my daughter was born in 2017. So let's just say 2018 to about late 2000, well, 2022. So yeah, from 2018 to about 2022-ish type deal. And like from 2022 to about now, DoorDash not really popping out here. Like it'll be hot for a second and then it just fade away. But
Yeah.
I overstand that, bro, as far as being a hard worker. But with like me, bro, I'm at uh, I'm at a plateau. I'm at a place right now where between DJing, doing this, um, all of this, stuff with like my wife, I'm at so much peace to where I can venture out and do other things, like DJing, like doing like my podcast, and like you just said, like it speaks for itself. It's just be that, and that brings me joy because my main job, I deliver packages all day, and my routes be a lot of back and forth and this and the third, and it'd be 8 to 9 hour long routes. And I'd be exhausted, but knowing that, I can come home and practice my skill set with DJing, or I got to, now I'm interviewing people, if you go back to watch any of all of my first season, I'm just talking to like myself. I'm pinging ideas off of like myself, off of the things that I have experienced and things that everybody of all cultures can like relate to.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, man, I'm grateful for like this moment. I'm grateful to like hear these testimonies, man. And speaking of that, man, like what's like one life lesson that you would love to share with people?
Uh, how you see yourself will determine what you get in life in a
Mhm.
major way. If you see yourself as failing in life, you're gonna keep failing. If you see yourself as a failure, you're gonna always be a failure. If you see yourself as progressing, you're gonna always progress. But what you tell yourself mentally, that's what I've been learning. Is a lot of what happens. I mean, and it's you can't pray to God and ask Him for something if you're not willing to believe it yourself and don't believe that you have the power to set that in motion. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
one lesson I've learned: God can't do nothing for me that I'm not willing to do for myself. And so you get mad at God a lot, and you got even some people who started off believing and they don't believe because their life turned out this way. But it's all meant to push you to what you're supposed to be. And you
Yeah.
either gonna go up or you're gonna go down with it. And a lot of people, you either gonna crash or fly. So
Yeah,
a lot of times people, I don't know. The biggest lesson is just don't give up. You're not ever supposed to give up. Always see yourself. The idea that you said, that's crazy. I would never be able to do that. Always start training yourself to see yourself doing it. You know what I mean?
talk that.
Like when I always tell people I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. I always hear, man, this dude crazy, man. You better get back to work. For they be having you out there. I don't care about this job. I get another job. You know,
Right, yeah.
and you must don't need no money. Nah, I just know what I bring to the table.
Yeah, and like it's like from how you said Shreveport is set up and stuff like that nature. Like I feel as if hold on, my fucking cat, bro. Go find you some good. Nah, but yeah, bro,
Right,
like that's like a social paradigm, bro, where like when you have gifted people around you, and let's just say y'all doing a mindless job, y'all at a fast food spot or y'all at a factory. That don't mean I'm not gifted. This is something that I'm doing to make ends meet. However, I have a purpose. Like,
right,
like so is this it's a fallacy of like society to where because you're speaking highly of yourself and you're not at a high position in life, you're at a factory and you're doing this and a third, they feel like you Mr. Goody Two Shoes, or like you just said, oh, you don't need money. When did I say that?
right,
So it's not that. It's just I know how to balance doing what I gotta do and doing what I want to do. That's it. And
right,
that and just knowing who I am as a person. And definitely like you just said, faith without work is definitely dead, you know.
right.
It's like buying a car and never putting gas in it. Make that make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wrong.
you just sitting in something, fancy and like you're not actually taking care of it. Like um us being in this vessel and this being, bro, you have to train it. You have to train it. You have to pour positivity in it. You have to surround yourself with good people and good vibes. Like me and my wife was talking like this morning, like she said, like, um, in like a marriage, you're supposed to argue, you're supposed to do this and a third. And like I'm kind of on the fence about that because of the stuff that I experienced with like my BM and with certain uh media family members that I grew up with, certain conversations, like I don't like, especially now, like when I was younger, bro, I was scared to have conversations. Now is just like I know where I'm gonna take it because I have grown so much. So the fact that you want to like convert me back to an old state of like being, bro, I take offense to that.
Right,
So it's just I know where I'm gonna take it. So I don't want to come off as disrespecting somebody that help raise me or somebody that I'm loving on. So that's why I choose not to argue. And I'm, in the next, few, seasons of life, I'm gonna have to kind of like figure out that paradigm because it's just, yeah, like I get that, yeah, you're supposed to be passionate about people and this and that there, but I definitely feel like it's a right and wrong way to go about certain things.
most definitely,
Yeah.
most definitely. The church taught me that a lot. That holier than thou or mentality. I even did it at one point in time. I realized that everything that I look down on and I judge people for,
Mhm.
God took me through that so I could
Yeah.
see why these people like that. And then it made me start looking at church different because I'm like, so you mean to tell me that y'all telling me I should look at life this type of way, but I don't see no elevation in y'all lives from what y'all telling me, not financially, spiritually. I don't feel no growth. I don't sense no growth out of y'all. Y'all only want me to stay in this box that y'all created me to be in when my purpose is to be way outside of this box, you
Right.
know, show people how to get out of the box. That's
Mhm.
why I stopped going from just reading scriptures and quoting scriptures to people I even had a point in my time in my life where I was like that. I help people out, but somebody do something wrong, I want to tell you how wrong you are,
Mm-hmm.
not realizing I'm wrong for only pointing out what you're wrong about and not giving you a better way to do it. I'm only giving you what this scripture is saying,
Right.
but I'm not putting myself in the shoes of your in your position. That's why I do like the fact that Jesus chose the friends that he chose.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was even a prostitute. No judgment. You're gonna be you can't look down on nobody because everybody has a reason for what they do. The drug addict has a reason why he do these drugs. That's why, like I was saying earlier, when I go past these homeless people, a lot of them have a lot of knowledge, but they on these drugs and they strung out. And I know they probably using some money that I'm using. Man, bro, I live at a hotel a couple weeks ago. I know I gave out about $40, $50 worth of money just to
Mm-hmm.
homeless people. And that's not to brag, but it's just because I know y'all need I feel it when I'm walking past you.
And like that speaks to like your character because you feel like bro, like like the world, and this is why like I do like I'm doing this, bro. Like the world need to hear shit like this so that they can like really be uplifted, like be like inspired by that shit, bro. And like it's like I don't take it as like you're like being boastful, like you're bragging. It's just despite of where I'm at. I know somebody is in a totally different or worse or situation. So despite of where I'm at, I'm gonna still do the right thing. And that speaks to humility, that speaks to morals and values. Cause like another quotable my mom used to, says is by the grace of God, there goes I. So the fact that you can picture yourself being that, hey, can I have $5, bro? Or can you buy me a pack of squares? Can you buy me a bill, bro? Like, or can I wash your car? Like that could be you. So you just, just kind of like picturing like yourself and kind of like, doing the best you can to hopefully you giving them that money that can change their perception so that they can change their situation.
Right.
So
I love that. And one guy told me a few weeks ago, he's staying kind of funny. I know he kind
mm,
of got he an older black dude. He was one of the people I was talking about I gave $20 to. And
mm,
he just kept telling me God gonna bless me. He said it in such a quiet way, but it was loud. I don't know how to explain it. As I was walking
okay.
away, he
Yeah.
still kept, well, I was walking away, like I'm at least about 15, 20 feet away from him. He's steady saying it. And I'm just like, I got chills, bro. And I'm just like, it's gotta be God
Yeah.
telling me that. 'Cause I know that I don't know. It's just something in my heart, bro, was telling me to just get this man this 20. And like I told you, the hotel, bro, I've been living out of hotels before. A couple years ago, me and my mom and them was living out of hotels. I know what it's like to be at the bottom, but these people right here, I get around a lot of people who don't feel like they have no outlet, no power, no connection. They don't have no positivity throughout their day. And if
Right.
I could just smile on somebody's face for 10 seconds, I'm cool with that. Cause that's that ultimately that it's like evil people, they get their power off doing negative stuff to people, whether they
Mhm.
know it or not. That's just what's in their spirit to do. And
Right.
they get more power by tearing down. It's like the managers, they get more power by tearing you down for uplifting everybody in there. That makes them feel good because it's negative, because they're a negative person.
Yeah.
You being a positive person, you get more power and strength and life by putting life in other people.
Right. Yeah.
That's just
Because like is people have, and I said this on season one where we have us as humans, we have abandoned humanity. Like we don't know, like we have gone so far, especially in this area. And I said it also in season one. We're in a time to be alive to where financially and socially you can do pretty much anything you want to make money. Like back in the 90s or like 80s, you couldn't live stream you taking like your clothes off. Now like you got OnlyFans, you got like Cam and Mace made this point about the Drake and Kendrick beef. Like back in the 80s and 90s, you had to get cleared by the labels to drop diss tracks, or you had to do certain things before you drop it. Now you could just record, hit upload, bam. You feel me? So
Right.
it's 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 definitely a time to be alive here. And the fact that people, like you said, good people and evil people, that people who hold the majority of the power, which is crazy because it's such a limited amount of billionaires, millionaires, but they dictate so much. They got a gridlock on so much though, even though they're low in numbers, and the ones that is being affected the most are high in number. That's a weird paradigm. You feel me? Like that's something to really sit and think about. But um, even with that being said, it's just again finding the joy out of life, finding your purpose, uplifting people, stuff of like that nature. Like that shit costs like well, that's more valuable than like the dollar. That's more valuable than any and everything that you can think of, you know?
Right, right. Facts. I love making a difference, bro. I told my mama that I think that's why finances have been so difficult on me. Cause you know, the I can really people give too much credit to the devil. You know, that's what I feel.
Mhm.
Um, but at the same time, the challenges I've been faced with are because it's known that once I get this bank that's rightfully gonna be mine, I know I'm gonna change the world, part of the world, even if it's just changing the city. I've been saying for the longest I've been trying to change my city, and nobody get behind it. But then, for example, now we got 50 Cent coming
Yeah,
to change
yeah,
Newport.
yeah. Mhm.
Everybody, well, we ain't 4K Trey no more. We G Unit. Why y'all just can't be both? Why is y'all be a division? But why y'all don't help out everybody else who trying to do something? Because I know I'm not the popular dude, but why y'all can't support that? Why y'all can't help me out and say, if I got a friend who knows who can put you in position to do this,
Right.
y'all won't do it, but
It,
y'all will
it
go through.
it like speaks to like what you were saying earlier, like but that social construct of just like I would rather follow a trend than to be my own person. It's the same. It's kind of like the same tactic that like Hitler used to get Germany soldiers riled up because you have a common issue, right? Germany lost like the war, right? So now you have to blame something or someone for what
Right.
happened. So now you can rile up people. That's how people get into positions of power. Like you can easily swindle people out of their position by, hey man, you know such and such did such and such, right? That's fucked up, ain't it? I I think we should do something about it, man. Like it's real it's real simple to get people riled up. That's why I'm saying like propaganda, like from like artists like us to where we can actually like we love the art versus the revenue of it, and stuff of that nature. We just love making good art, even with like my DJing. I love DJing, seeing people amped up, me blending different songs, me blending blues with country, country with rap with country, like shit like that. Like I love doing that to get people like, oh shit, ooh, like I love that togetherness that music brings. So yeah, bro, you right on the money with that, bro.
You be doing your thing with the DJing too, though, bro. I gotta let you know that
Thanks,
I
man.
yeah, when I tap in, I get on social media, share a whole bunch of stuff, and get offline. But when
I
I
felt
do got time to scroll, because if you start scrolling, you're gonna be scrolling about a good 30 minutes.
yeah,
That's
because
just
you're
what
gonna just
yeah.
see this, that, and the third. You're gonna watch a few reels and this, that. Yeah, yeah, I felt that.
Boy, you done missed out on a whole hour, 2 hours, and so. But yeah, I be checking you out, and then I not only that, I look at it's kind of like rapping. When I go to these events, I can always see through people as it's kind of like I don't know if it's really a gift. Well, the old heads kind of taught me, but you could see the people where it's genuinely something they passionate about, and when it's something a persona they trying to put on that's not really them. 'Cause I see the focusness. I mean the focus, how focused you are with the DJing, and
Mhm.
just like locked in, tuned in with it.
Yes, sir.
Like, oh, no, he doing this from the heart. It ain't just,
Mhm.
you know what I mean. You
Yeah,
got niggas,
nah.
and, it's the it's like I was saying with the niggas who rap. I swear I stopped going to open mics because I know if it's 20 people performing, 15 of these niggas finna rap like Young Boy, and they want to be the hitter, the killer. They done killed everybody in the city. Somehow they haven't been in prison. They not in prison. They'll shoot up anybody. They smashed every woman that done lived in the city or outside the city. They always want to smash another nigga woman. They can't never find their own woman. They been smashing on this nigga girl. It's just too much. It's too much, bro. And I'd rather just. That's why I like the Houston vibe, because out there is you get a mixture. You know what I mean? You get a big mixture, and everybody like a family.
Definitely, bro. Definitely gotta go down there because I fuck with Sauce heavy. Like Sauce is that nigga, bro.
Yeah,
Sauce has be talking for real, for real.
yeah,
That ghetto gospel 3, that's my shit, bro. For real, for real. He was talking his shit like that whole tape, bro. And like, that's great that you found a lane. Ain't nothing like finding where you belong, and it's not like you trying to, be validated by that, but it's just like, and it's just, I've been feeling that shit too, bro. Cause like on like my DJ page, bro, I'm in, like these wedding groups, and I probably inbox over about 50 brides, bro, trying to get like gigs, and like, it's like throwing darts and shit like that. Some hit, some miss, but like, is this, I'm gonna always be per persistent, and when that time comes for like me to be where I need to be, I'm gonna be there, and like, yeah, like, um had some people say like, oh, DJing is like a hobby. Nah, this is something that I'm passionate about. I have a wedding to do tomorrow. You feel me? Like, this is something that, like, I'm actually getting paid to do. This is not playing 2K. That's a hobby.
right, right.
You like, this is something that I want to make revenue on, but I want to, before the revenue comes, like the passion and like the fact that you can notice that, and like, bro, I do be locked in because I spend a lot of like my days listening to mixes. It's a guy out in Australia. He's a white boy, DJ Jordan Lee. Fucking dog. Like, his blends are so clean. Like,
Yeah,
that's like, and like, I be trying to get my mixes to be so clean like that. Like, it, and don't let me be high. I'll really be noticing like how clean those blends be. I'd be like, yo, he killing it. He
yeah,
killing it. And like, I can give motherfuckers like they flowers. I'm not a hater. I can pick up different mixes from him and not necessarily do the exact same two songs blended together, because he did Come and Talk to Me by Jodeci and Body by Pretty Ricky. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
He's happy.
yeah.
So like tomorrow I'm gonna try to see like how I can blend that in. Like, he did a what mix he did. It's a song called Summertime in the LBC. Because of him, I love that song. And I'm not even from California, but that song is so motherfucking vibey. So
Yeah,
like, yeah, so yeah, yeah, bro. I definitely get where you coming from though. Definitely.
real, bro. I don't like, you gotta have some passion with it. That's why I don't like going to the open mics, cause man. And then when you get the dudes, when I was in the hospital from the aneurysm, the chick, man, her been talking so long, bro. But it's kind of like an on and off type thing. But I
Mhm.
mean, shoot, I had niggas from the open mic hitting her up trying to holler at her, and the niggas that's been in my face asking me how they song sound. How did they do? Did they do good? They want to network and work with me. I'm like, bro, come on, really? But I realized that it's kind of like That's their way of wanting to one up me. They know they can't
Of
get to
course.
me on the music, the vibe, the
Hmm.
crowd. That's one thing that these dudes hated when they started seeing I get off stage and I'm walking down like, and the crowd starts coming to me. Everybody got their phones out. What's your IG? What's your IG? Do you got this? Do you got That's one of the best feelings. But to somebody who throwing the event, they hate that for some reason.
Because you taking like the shine. You feel
Yeah,
me? Yeah.
man, and I'm throwing this event because I want people like that in here. You know what I
It,
mean?
exactly. Like, what's the point of having it if you don't want people to have exposure? You want talented people to show their talents. Make that make sense. Like,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
weird, bro. And I didn't got schemed, bro, with the pay 150 to perform here, and we're
Yeah.
from Atlanta. We can book you a flight to da, if you win, and the winners are already lined up before. I remember me and my boy Kenny. That's actually how I got to perform in Houston
Mm-hmm.
because Kenny like, hands on with everything music wise. He's been doing it his whole life
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. So Kenny, I know me and him did a performance. I had a football game the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't leave that event. Say I want to say about midnight. Hit the
Mm-hmm.
road to Shreveport. Made the Shreveport about almost 3 a.m. You know, and once I got to Shreve, I had a game the next day. You know, bro, but I
Right.
was feeling like I wasted my money signing
Right.
up for the event because I'm like, dang, bro, you. It was another dude from my city that won, and it's weird to me. One thing I hate that niggas do when I'm out here and I say I'm from Shreveport. Well, what part of the city you from,
What difference
nigga?
does it make?
I'm not from nigga. I don't claim no neighborhood I don't own. I claim I can tell you everywhere I've grown up everywhere, so I know
Mm-hmm.
what everywhere has to offer. I
Right.
don't claim none of it. I'd rather just be from Shreveport. I'm not from a particular area because I lived everywhere. But what kills me is like these be the same dudes who come from like good homes. Like I can't rap about no street stuff, and I done been through a lot of it. But I don't rap
Right.
about it because it's like I've done good things too. I've been to college. I've experienced college. But bro, you can't be in an open mic talking about killing a nigga and you got a degree. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
doesn't work,
Yeah.
bro. It's like you're smart. You smart. You ain't got no, bro. You not finna kill nobody, and you got a degree, or you come from a great home, and you know what I'm saying. But you in here rapping like you'll kill anybody in here, and you like a
And
hundred and
like that's yeah, but like yeah, I feel and like I'm not, of course, I'm not like responsible for like that type of like genre of music, but like my city is, and like is this like watching documentaries and stuff of that nature. A lot of like that era when Chief Keef and Reese and Dirk like got popping, in a lot of like that time frame, a lot of those killings in the cities were like I wouldn't necessarily say isolated events, but it was. And it was teenagers. It was kids. It wasn't no motherfucking Agent 47 with the bald head or no
right, right.
Max Payne or no John Wick ass motherfuckers. It was teenagers. It was kids. You know, like little JoJo, he was a kid. Tuka, he was a kid. You feel me?
Right.
Like these were kids. These were not no 25, 30-year olds. You know, and like it's just like the more that you really look deep into that shit, it's just pointless. It's so pointless. Like I remember back in the 90s, like they was battling at Cabrini, but that was over like a project building. At least you kind of on some MW2 type shit. You trying to, take over like the building. Now it's
Right.
just we just beefing just cause. We beefing because we on the wrong block at the wrong time. I'm just off you, or I'm a you made like a diss track and woo woo. Like it's a lot of shit that like I can send you. I'm pretty sure you heard of Trap Lil Ross.
I ain't heard him.
Oh bro, oh my
You
god,
gotta
bro.
put
He
me on, bro.
he from oh bro, he from England. And bro, he got
Mhm.
like 3 hours, 4 hours of documentaries from I think like from Chicago, the shit with Young and Ace. Like, I didn't even know shit was that bad in Florida. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like shit with I think he did one about YB. I think he did one about the Dolph situation. Like it is real detail, especially the shit about back home is real. I'm talking about timestamp. Like on this date, 5 foot. Even know this shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
and like Maywood is about it's in the heart of the city. And I'm gonna put this disclaimer out from people who are from Chicago. If I say I'm from Maywood, I'm not from Chicago. It's a suburb of Chicago, right?
Yeah.
All of that was taking place. It was on like the south side, or the east side of like Chicago. The east side is where like her, Bibby, that's where like they're from. That's called Terror Town. So that's all of 79th, woo, that area. And then Sosa, he's from the south side, like Lamron and stuff of which is called Laramie, but it's flipped backwards. But like a lot of that is again, it's a lot of isolated, a lot of mindless shit. It's not they're not really doing shit for any structure, and like it just trickled down to every city. And even the shit with like YB and what's dude name? Not Vaughn, but
That nigga, man, young
yeah,
boy,
like yeah.
yeah, he beefed out with every damn body. That's a that's a Louisiana nigga for you though.
Yeah.
Bro, that's one thing I will say. Shoot. But I mean, it be childish. It started off as protection from the cops. It's just
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to keep the structure in the communities, and then because they introduced drugs, and now it's surprise. Now it's something to battle over, and a lot of this shit, bro, is so strategic. Like it's crazy how imagine if a month like imagine the clout of Hitler if he actually because he was a painter. He was a painter, bro. Imagine if he used the same effort to manipulate a whole nation to wipe out another nation to you feel me? Like,
right,
so a lot of this shit, like, imagine if people really took the time to like, okay, let's bring the world together on a positive, like tip
right,
versus
right.
just like we gon' pretty much turn them into animals so that we can be is like I feel like that manifest destiny and that need for hierarchy, it has plagued humanity, and it will continue to play.
Facts. I
You
agree.
know?
And I hate it. Even with like my little brother, his friends, they and some of these little niggas are good kids. You know what I'm saying? But I tell them, it's like you said, it's not even the old heads that's doing it. It's these real young dudes
Yeah,
start off, not really even having nobody or nothing to look up to. So they get out here and get around a whole bunch of other kids that's like that, and now they all come out, and now they just ready
yeah,
to crash out.
yeah,
And it's sad, but one thing I really like about my brother, like when my brother friends, I went to go hoop with them. I hope one thing my brothers know is that any of their friends, I'm finna come hang around them. I need to see what type of people you hang around. My middle brother, he cool. He like, he stream online, he play games online, My youngest brother, he the one who got the friends that's kind of like, you don't know about them. But I hooped with them and stuff like that, and I put these little dudes on game whenever I have a chance to. Like I ain't been hooped with them in a minute because I told them they up involved my brother in some trouble. There's gonna be a little ass kicking going on, but they ended up getting him in some trouble, and I haven't seen them niggas since. But I'm like, it lets me know that conviction. They know they was wrong, but a lot of them niggas was good kids though. They were really good kids. They just all these kids out here want to say they misguided. In a sense, they are, but once you know right from wrong, you're in control of your own choices.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you just
yeah.
need somebody on them to say, you know, if not if they don't have a daddy, they just need somebody to really keep them steered up towards the right path. But then
Mm,
they get on TV and they hear about all this. Like, I do know about only thing I really know about Chicago really is Dirk and Vaughn, really, to be honest.
yeah.
But I do know when I listen to some of King Von songs though, and
Mm.
he went hard. It's
He
just
did.
when you hear kids and they hearing all this stuff and they think it's cool, that's when it get bad. But I heard Charleston White say something about how NWA started this whole trend with the whole world music coming like that.
I'm gonna say this about that. I'm not a huge fan of Charleston White, even though and just like with anybody, even the clock is right at least once a day. You feel me? It's just I feel as if, and he said it like himself, like he started when like he was doing and saying certain things, people wasn't gravitating towards it. But the moment he kind of started being radical and kind of going off the script and this and the third, he kind of got more traction. I feel like that's a little flaky because do good works when you need to do good works and leave it at that. Not okay, I'm gonna just cherry pick. You feel me? Certain things. Nah, you can't do that. And like some of the shit he be saying, he I'm with you when you write. Other shit. I'm like, nah, he kind of just left field with the shit about Nipsey. Um, or like, where like he was like, fuck your baby too. Like, damn, like you like shit like that is kind of unnecessary, So like,
Mm.
but
He
like
gonna take it far. He gonna take it far, but I get his method. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't say fuck somebody, baby.
it's
But
wild.
but I get his point because I feel like he's speaking for those niggas that live life like that. I feel like he's being their voice when he goes into, like he was saying, he played that character
Mhm.
where himself is the community activist, which I mean him talking crazy is making him a lot of money. Making them enemies, fans, and it's making them a lot of money too though. I think that he being the voice of them niggas who are out here killing people and how they feel and how they think. Like the niggas who shot up Grimmett Drive apartments when I was growing up.
Mhm.
They didn't care about us that them bullets could have hit us while we was asleep.
Yeah.
They probably was the type of niggas. Like I know when I was in Grimmett Drive, I had a nigga choke me, and I'm a little kid. I have a grown ass man choke me, out there because he feel like I'm getting out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling him not to blow no smoke on me. But niggas out here really don't have no minds, and it's sad.
Yeah.
It is something that needs to be brought to the light. What I feel, so that way we'll know how to,
Address it.
kind of get through that and help them. Because
Yeah.
that's all these niggas be needing, bro. Most of these dudes that niggas be scared of, like my adopted brother, he always try to put me in rooms with the niggas that he look up to, the street niggas, the
Right.
niggas that whoop any nigga. And when he see that, oh, they ain't testing him, they ain't trying him, and then we actually become cool with each other. It ain't because I gotta show how strong and tough I am. It's just because the way I carry myself. It's like when you around somebody who looks at themselves a certain way and carry themselves a certain way, it's gonna spark something in you to not even act the way that you've been taught and programmed to act.
Mhm.
It's something you gonna wake up and be like, hey, this dude ain't like something different about this dude. And it fuck a lot of people heads up. Like when I was over there selling weed, it fuck people heads up when I'm calling niggas over here. They coming to me with their last $5. Just give me half a gram, nigga. Smoke this
Half.
blunt. Keep your $5 and smoke this blunt, bro. I don't want it that bad. Knowing I need the $5 though. I'm on E. That's why I ain't left from over here.
Half a gram is crazy, bro.
Man, bro, my brother, he was selling Reggie. My adopted brother was selling $3 nicks.
Damn.
$3 nicks. And I'm like, nigga, if they ain't got $5, don't even sell. Like it's what you see going down. $5 is the lowest. But if me having a heart, that's how I know selling weed went for me. I need the money, but because at that time I didn't have a job or nothing either.
Mm,
So weed was really the only in Shreveport. Like I said, if it ain't fast food, shit, it's hard to get you
yeah,
something that's gonna pay bills and help you out. So
yeah,
man, I'm just like, man, fuck this shit. What I'm gonna do is all this shake that we get out of breaking this weed down,
yeah.
we're gonna run it up.
We gonna flip it.
Okay. If anybody need around here, I know we're gonna have some freeloaders around here. Instead of telling them, fuck y'all, get on about your business. Like one night, I know I got $20 from this one nigga who came up to me with $10. But just because I smoked a blunt with him, he pulled out 20 and bought 2 grams. But it's just because of the vibe, how chill I was. He came over there trying to run game on me at first. And I ain't one of them niggas who, nigga, fuck you, you trying to run game. I'm gonna let you run your game. But when it come down to move that chess piece, I'm gonna let you say everything, do everything you gotta do, and then I'm gonna move that chess piece, and you gonna see, oh, this nigga been knowing I've been playing on his
The whole
mental.
time. Yeah.
Yep. But that's I'd rather change the community in a different way, bro. My like one of my biggest goals is to build a really big homeless building to where the homeless people that don't have nowhere to go, they work there, and that's gonna be their payment. You know, have them somewhere to sleep by working there and building it up and keeping it clean. You know, and also having other people like I want to have a place that's homeless, but I want to have people who like when I was in high school. I mean, when I left college and I came back and I had my job and I was a dishwasher and a cook. I was friends with this person who had a degree in psychology. She told me she couldn't even do nothing with it. She spent all them years on nothing because nobody's looking for a psychologist. But what I would like to do is open up a place like that, like a homeless shelter. That's also like a
Mental health center.
rehabilitation. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have people, you have therapists that you can go in here and talk to, multiple therapists. You not only that, you know, you can have I want to have a gym in there. You get back on right. I want to have get to the point where I have temp companies come in there and sign people up who are able to work for jobs. You can bring in a little money. Once you save up a certain amount of money, you know, of course we'll have to not be so into their income and their finances. But once you get to a certain amount, I want to have it to where I have enough money to where I own a neighborhood. Now that you have made this amount of money, you can live over here. We got you a job. You just pay us, you know, not even your whole check. You pay us a little fraction of it over here, really just to keep this business running.
Mhm.
Yeah, I ain't want to touch that money. This for this business. And, you know, we just keep it running like that, rebuilding everybody up. But don't nobody want to do that because they only want to see what they could profit out of certain stuff.
Right.
I, yeah, like I didn't wrote people in my city and higher power. I just never got a response to them for doing it. But it'll work out. I just got to get my money up.
I felt that, bro, and like keep keep that idea in your heart and your mind, bro, and like keep working towards that. Like let that be what you get up out the bed to do. You feel me? And, yeah, bro, I definitely respect that. That's something that I would love to do as well. My wife has talked about that too, as far as this having that, and like even like I mentioned like a few days ago, like I want to start having like summer festivals, like because it's like a few little park districts, and like have like people who have like let's say like bake cookies, have you out there as a vendor type shit. You feel me? And like we just I take a very low percentage. Like let's say like you make $1,000 that whole day. Well, I get like $100 off of each vendor type shit. Like let's say that for like example, you know, like something marginal, not something too crazy. Where like you make 1,000, I'm gonna take 500. You feel
Right.
me? Like you know something real marginal, so that way you can see damn, okay, I'm making profit. Damn, let me keep going. You feel me? So, yeah. Last topic I want to talk about is one gift outside of rap that you feel like you have.
Uh, I definitely say what I've come to learn. I got the gift of gab. You
Okay. Okay.
So I think that do help me. But I think it's because what I'm talking is always genuine. You know, if I'm talking some BS, it's gonna be obvious that I'm talking some BS because I'm too. I mean, I don't want to just say real.
Hmm.
I'm a real person, but I'm real with myself. So
Okay.
consciously, you be knowing I'm talking some BS, and I'm gonna come, and it's gonna come out my mouth the wrong way, and you're gonna know that something off with what I'm talking about. So I I use my gift of gab to help me, but I use it as well as to if I'm in an environment and I don't really know nobody,
Hmm.
I use that to know everybody. But I let them know me as well. I don't know too much about people and they don't know enough about me. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm in very intense environments. For some reason, I can't be that dude who just like, I gotta
Yeah.
be more
Just post it up.
relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, now if I got a woman with me, of course, I have to go about it differently. But for the most part, I have to protect her if I feel like I'm in a hardcore environment. But if if I'm somewhere where I don't know what's going on, know nobody, I feel uncomfortable, and I need to peep the scene. Yeah, I got the gift of gab. I come and start talking to you about the damn sky, and
Right.
the sky lead to me really understanding where I'm at, who everybody is, what's going on, and
Hmm.
but it's all genuine though, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I just developed that same trait, bro. And like I get that from my mom because my mom can sell underwear to a fucking mermaid. Like she like
Yeah.
she's she got the gift of gab down pat. She can make anybody feel good. She's extremely charismatic, and is this I have walked into that. Like again, like I mentioned earlier, like the stuttering. Like it sounds and my sister, who's my cousin, but she's been promoted to sister. She told me it was times where you used to ask me to order like your food. I'm like, damn, like I do remember that though. Like as far as just like being scared to order food, but I'm like, damn, I actually to order like my food before. Damn, it was that bad. But yeah, like tomorrow at the wedding, I'm doing yeah, I'm like one of like the first vendors who's gonna be there, and like from the music I'm gonna start playing. People gonna start asking questions like, "Damn, okay, Isley Brothers. Oh, who? Yeah, yeah." Like and then that's gonna open up the door to have conversations. How do you know the bride and groom? How do Yeah, we gonna shoot the
Right, right.
shit. And even like with like the couples, like I love when like we have these Zoom calls or like we have a conference call and like I'm making them laugh, making them feel comfortable. I'm relating to them. Like that shit is, like you said, is genuine because it's just like if I can find something that we can be on equal ground with, it's up. It's up
Right.
because now I can um make me obvious and not a mystery now. Because now how I'm coming now. Pause. But yeah, like you kind of know where like I'm
Mhm.
at with it. You feel me? So
Mhm.
yeah,
Feel that, bro. Likewise. Yeah,
yeah.
bro. I hope that wedding tomorrow go good. Well, I know it will, but yeah, bro. That I don't know. You definitely got a lot more confidence. Being a DJ, it just look like it's a lot of work.
Bro, like it's really not. It's real simple to learn this shit, bro. Especially you being like an artist. If you just love music, you can be a DJ. Because the only reason why I picked up the board is because I reached a ceiling on like my rapping. Like I wanted to do features, like out like like we did one. And like I was sending shit to like I sent like a song to Eric. I sent a song to a bunch of motherfuckers from back home who rap, and nobody got back to me. I think it's you and this dude named Nick. I think his name is Nick Vincent. You guys are the only two people I did a feature with, and then it was a buddy from back home. It was some um popularity shit that kind of led to us not making the song. But yeah, it's only two people that I actually did a feature with. So got to a point where I was like, man, let me put down the pen but how can I stay focused on like music still? DJ. And my wife bought me my first board. Compared to the board I got now, like that board is like a toy. Like it's so small. It's probably as small as my keyboard on like my laptop now. It's so small, bro. Like and it looks like a toy. So, I did like my thing as much as I can on there learning like the art of DJing. And then it got to a point to um once because I'm a nerd. Like anything that I involve myself in, I try to research it. Like I got a project due. So the board that she got me is a Hercules Impulse, I want to say 200. So Hercules dropped the board last year, the Impulse T7. That's the board that I currently got. And that's their best board. It got all the bells and whistles. They just dropped the new one. It's called the special edition. It's just got the gold access around it. It's the same exact board, nothing different. It's just got gold little trimming around it. But yeah, bro, like it's real easy to learn kind of DJ. Like literally, if you just listen to like DJ mixes and then just you know smoke a blunt and it's really like lock in, like the art of DJing is real simple because even like with Grandmaster Flash, she's pretty much the pioneer of like turntable style DJing. And I'm not because of my era, I'm not a huge fan of like scratching to transition the songs, but that's like his era. That's like he's the pioneer like he called it like the quick mix, like the scratching to transition the songs. I'm not that big on that, but how like our DJ is just finding a perfect blend in the pockets of the song. So like right before like the hook drops. So let's say I did one let's say like I'm playing Hot in Here and like I love mixing like Michael Jackson. Like he's like the cheese of
Yeah.
music. Like you can transition a mic song with anything. Like so it's just let's say I'm playing Hot in Here by Nelly. So right before he say, "Oh, it's getting hot," so like I like fade out the beat and I kick it to like the remember like a time beat, and like I catch like a little 2 to 4 bar of like the beat, and like I just have that loop, and then I just transition like the vocals to like that 2 to 4 part beat of like remember the time or beat it or Billie Jean or a song like that, and then once the hook is about to end, I blend in the beat
Right. I
and
got you.
then let's say like I love doing it to where Nelly be like, I think my butt get big, and then I just looked at the butt get big, butt get like so now it's
Okay.
like altering how like you like hearing the song now because imagine like the remember like the time beating butt get big, butt get big, like so like it's just now like okay every time like I'm listening to this song now I'm gonna think of how that DJ just mixed that song. So it's altering your perception now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm low key could darn that hear. My butt getting big.
Yeah,
But
baby, ever again. Do you remember? And like
yeah.
that's so smooth. You feel me? So,
Real.
so yeah, bro. It's so like therapeutic. It's so just beautiful to like literally blend music, like and I would type of artist that like you are. I feel like that would be like a backup plan. Not saying because you are a phenomenal rapper, bro. phenomenal. But um,
Appreciate
something else to, you feel me, like have in your bag of tricks. Like, you know what, I can DJ too shit. Hey, you
it.
feel me? Like it's just so that within this realm of music, you always eat now. You feel me?
Right.
Because
Mm.
your crowd with your rapping may be Houston, but back at the crib it may be DJing. You feel me?
Right. That's
So
real.
it's like shit like that. So where now you always entrenched in music now. Now you gridlock now. You know,
Right.
so yeah.
I ain't never think about it like that.
Hey, I mean, that's some, that's why, we have, you know, conversations like that, bro. Like you put me up on game and vice versa, bro. Like, and I say this about testimonies and about life in general, like shit that you pick up along the way is almost offensive to your life and damn sure offensive to God to not drop the gems. You feel me? Like to drop the gems on people that you picked up, because I may use it to a certain limit, and then I give you the gem, you take off. Okay, cool, cool. And I'm not the type of nigga to be like, oh man, I made that nigga up. Fuck,
I'm
like,
going
nah.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, bro. Like, hey, you took the knowledge and you ran with it as the fuck you should. That's what knowledge is for. That's why I say knowledge is power. You feel me?
Right.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
Real.
yeah. So lastly, bro, like to wrap up, man, do like you have any final thoughts about the pod and about everything that we just talked about?
Yeah, bro. Man, I think it's gonna only keep getting bigger for you. Uh, a lot of people need that. A lot of people need to hear people who ain't already in the media's eye story. They can hear the challenges, difficulties of regular everyday people you might walk past in Walmart. You never know what they're going through. You know what I mean? A lot of people put on facades and images just for like I had one person tell me about you want to look like you that already. I don't want to look like motherfucking thing. I want to look
Right,
like me.
right,
And if I'm struggling, I want to look like, I don't want to just show. I would never just leave out showing what I'm going through. But I would never not be who I am or what I'm feeling at the moment. You know what I mean? But I think this podcast will it give a lot of people room to talk about their life, what they've been through, challenges, and you can actually get to know
who you talking to? Yeah.
artists, who's behind the music, so that you'll know that if that music is real or not, if you can feel it or not. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, I like the podcast thing, bro. You got to keep that going for sure.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah, bro, and yeah, man, that's the plan, man. Like, and hopefully, at least by the end of season 2, start of season 3, I can actually have face-to-face interviews with people. But I gotta get an actual camera, like, and not just because I don't like the quality of like this camera. Even like during like my first season, there's times when I'm using like my mic and audio cutting in and out, but it's something to be said about growth. Like I may get to my third season and I got the 8K camera and you feel me? It's capturing every angle as like we have seen it on like Club Shay Shay and Brian's podcast. Like it's capturing every angle, is able to pan if you're writing something down, like catch all of like the angles, but they got the capital to capitalize on their ability, but in until such time, Zoom, I just got the subscription to Zoom and stuff of that nature. If we gotta thug it out this way until we get it set up to where like it's I got the big ass couch, I got multiple guests, or this and the third, until such time, this is how we're gonna be thugging it out. I'm
right,
like work has never been something I'm afraid to do.
right,
Never.
right.
So yeah, man. I definitely, because shit, we've been talking for 2 hours, bro, and like I definitely appreciate you for stopping by, bro. Continue to follow the path that God has laid out for you, bro. Continue to just make improvements, bro. Can continue to be who God is calling you to be. I definitely hope your health improves, bro. I'm gonna definitely be praying for you. And yeah, like anybody who's hating on you, who's not like feel uncomfortable or shrunken by your ability, keep on doing what you're doing because that just speaks to their insecurities that they need to fix. But as far as you know, you doing your thing, keep doing your thing, bro. For real, for real.
Will do, bro. I appreciate it, man. For real. I appreciate being the first guest on here. So
Yeah,
we
man.
set the record.
Yeah, definitely made history today. So yeah, man. To like the viewers, man, I hope and pray something was said on today's podcast that can help you through your week. And I will leave all of your information. Like definitely send me all of your IG, your Snap, whatever. And as I'm editing and loading up to like my page, bro, I will leave the link to all like your socials so that people can stay in contact with you. And be up to date with things that you're doing. I know you about to drop your project. So yeah, definitely send like the link to that too.
I will do, bro, man. I appreciate it a lot, for real. I'm gonna post you on my music page when you
Okay.
upload the podcast, and I'm also, it's cool with you. I'm gonna add some of these to my YouTube channel too.
Of course, bro. Of course. Any guests on my pod, bro. However you choose to use, like you have full discretion to use it. You can use it for like a music video. You could use it for an excerpt in like your actual song, whatever. This is like is for me, but it's also for like you as well. So yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate it, man.
So yeah, y'all, and till next time, this has been another episode of the Dialect Podcast. Until next time, man, y'all be safe and be blessed.
All right, bro.
All right, man.